Hi, third grade. Welcome to the fifth 6 weeks. We want to get you started by going over what you're about to study in this fifth 6 weeks. Before I get started here, I just want to remind everyone that you have an upcoming CBA that will be at the end of April, beginning of May. And I just want to show you real quickly where you can find that in Eduphoria. If you go to yearly content documents, then go down to curriculum CBA blueprints. Right here, you'll click on April 2013. Double click on it. It will open up from you. And what you will see is each TEK, the 6 weeks taught, and the unit. You can tell that from the fourth and fifth 6 weeks are what we will be testing on in the upcoming CBA. So I want to remind you that I create these test items directly from the clarifying documents. So the information in the clarifying documents should be plenty for you to be able to see what your students need to know to do well on the CBA. There is no trick here. So please make sure when you're teaching that you're looking at this. I've had some people even go back in and double check their students on these specific TEKs. These clarifying documents will give you the answers to what will be on your CBA. If you have any questions about that, please let me know. I'll be happy to get with you to talk about that in more detail. So now let's go back to the fifth 6 weeks. We're going to your unit documents. That's where I always say to start. And let's start with our suggested pacing guide. I have really broken this in to 2 parts for you because you have a lot of people to learn about this 6 weeks. I've broken it into the entrepreneurs as well as to the scientists and inventors. So let's look at your standards and see where we go from there. I have 15 days for entrepreneurs and 14 days for scientists. Here we go. We're really talking about all of these following entrepreneurs, and they need to know who these people are, and they need to recognize their accomplishments. So that is Mary Kay Ash, Wallace Amos, Milton Hershey, and Sam Walton. My sample assessment items are: the student will justify in a detailed paragraph with supporting evidence which individual had the greatest impact upon their lives today. Who do they think made the most difference? And utilizing a graphic organizer, the student will compare and contrast Walmart and Ford Motor Company and explain in complete sentences how these companies impact the community in Texas. They should be able to answer a question that would look like the following, because one of these will come up on their CBA. Who started a cosmetics business with $5,000, partly because she was not able to advance in her previous jobs as easily as the men she worked with could? I could ask a similar question about Henry Ford. I could ask it about Wallace Amos. I could say, who started a cookie company? They would need to know who that is. Who's in charge of Walmart? They need to know Sam Walton. It's really important. Over here also, I've given you entrepreneur materials from the curriculum preview. If you were not able to attend that curriculum preview, no worries, because I've actually given you a PDF of everything that I gave out that day on Eduphoria. I have here a Putting It Together Reader's Theater. It talks about Ford. So that would be something that you might be interested in. In addition to that, this is about savings and how can you save up to your investment, and it just kind of talks to you about everything, and it compares it to that. The assembly line, here is a poem about the assembly line that you could use. In addition to that, I have a star-like practice over Henry Ford with questions to boot that would be right here for you. So, and I have another one on Mary Kay Ash. So I'm hoping that you will be able to use this and that it will help provide you some resources. Also, if you're having a hard time finding information about these people, please go to your I Spy third grade bio cards. They have all the information you would need to have for them. So you're talking about them for 15 days, and you can go into an in-depth personal study about them. Let me go back to this real quickly. I've had lots of people say to me, April, why are we having to learn things about Mary Kay Ash and Wallace Amos and Milton Hershey? Why is that in here? And here's my answer to that. This is who the state says we need to learn. So whether we agree with it or not, because I've had lots of questions from third grade teachers about the types of people that are included in your TEKs, please know it's what the TEKs say, therefore it is what we are going to teach. Someone in the legislature fought to include this person, and we are going to teach it. So please make sure if you have any questions, or if someone says, why did April pick Mary Kay Ash? I want you to be informed and be able to say, no, that wasn't April picking Mary Kay Ash. That's in the standard because the state wanted to make sure we have that. That's about 15 days. Then you'll move on to the scientists and inventors. So the scientists and inventors that we are going to cover are Jonas Salk, Maria Mitchell, Cyrus McCormick, Bill Gates, and Louis Pasteur. And it talks about identify these people who have discovered scientific breakthroughs in this one. So how did Cyrus McCormick change the way crops were harvested? Here would be an example question. This inventor was from Paris, France, and discovered that many diseases were caused by germs. His process for killing the germs in milk made milk safe for us to drink. Who is this man? Jonas Salk's research led to the development of vaccines for diseases. He is known for developing the vaccine for polio. One example of how the development of vaccines impact our community is. Here I have a thing for a lesson called Giving for the Common Good. And what I've gone ahead and said is to align this lesson better with the standard, have students complete the number 4 section on lesson planning for the following people. So you might need to modify it a little bit, but I've kind of given you a clue on how to do that. I think that will really help you out. Then over here, the impact of these breakthroughs. They need to know. It's bigger than just those people we just talked about. This one includes Bill Gates. So look right here. Bill Gates worked with computers and made computers easier for the average person to use. I'm going to tell you right now, they're going to see that on a CBA. Please make sure you're teaching them. The pasteurization process made it safe to drink milk. They're going to see that. Vaccines keep people from getting a disease. Many people get vaccines. They need to see that. They can write an essay comparing how technology has impacted their life. They need to know this term. So look up here. Scientific breakthroughs and technology breakthroughs. They need to understand what the term a technology breakthrough is. So if you have any questions about that, let me know. This is what you're spending the whole 6 weeks on. So what I love about this 6 weeks is, although there are lots of people, you have several days to devote to each person, and that'll give you the opportunity to go in depth and really have people who the students remember. It'd be a great way to tie back in that economics from the beginning when you're talking about Henry Ford and how these people started their businesses. So feel free to do that. It's great for them to hear that again. If you have any questions at all, please remember to let me know. This will be the last 6 weeks that we will include on a CBA, and there are a couple of people that they are going to have to know from this 6 weeks. So you want to make sure they get those. Thank you for all you do every day, and I hope you have a terrific 5th 6 weeks.